Once he's out of the picture, it'll be our turn.
The hallway clock pointed to 5 a.m. As I tried to open the bathroom door, I heard my husband Isaac's voice from inside. Then following that, I heard the voice of our daughter-in-law, Emily. I can't wait. It means more time together with Isaac. I am so happy.
Emily is so adorable. We need to be careful not to let our son catch on.
Their conversation left me in shock, my mind going blank. Struggling to think clearly, I forced myself to go back to my room and grab my mobile phone. Then, sneaking back to the bathroom, I secretly filmed them through a gap in the door. I can't wait for tonight.
Right, let's have one more round before the kids wake up.
I continued recording them, tears streaming down my face as they flirted with each other. The affair between my beloved husband and the daughter-in-law I had adored. Unforgivable, I started plotting my revenge on them. Just you wait. I'll make them regret this. My name is Rati. I'm a 75-year-old housewife. I continued working after retirement but quit last year to enjoy my later years. My recent hobby is taking photos and videos of places I visit. I met Isaac, my husband, through work. He joined the company mid-career and we started dating as I trained him. 5 years into our relationship, I got pregnant with our eldest son, Avan, and we got married. Isaac, a sports enthusiast and a cheerful man loved by children, started coaching a local youth sports team when Avan began elementary school. At 77, he's still coaching. With only one child, Avan, both Isaac and I showered him with love. Avan, a bit too strong in his sense of justice, grew up straight and true, attended a prestigious university, and became a public servant, our pride and joy. He married his childhood friend Emily, who has always been close to Isaac and me, almost like our own child. Though a bit coquettish, we found her endearing. Avan and Emily live close by, and we used to have dinner together about twice a week. But since Emily quit her job, these gatherings have become more frequent. Cooking for 4 adults is challenging, but with Isaac's help, it wasn't too burdensome. Isaac began taking Drive 3 times a week, calling it his free time. Sometimes he would be gone for a couple of hours, sometimes all day. I once asked where he went, but he said he just drove around until he felt like returning. We have talked about him surrendering his driver's license now that he's over 75, but Isaac adamantly refuses. Avan and I decided to wait and see, and he hasn't had any driving issues. Recently, he started bringing Emily back from his drives.
Just bumped into Emily at the supermarket. She needed a lift. Her bags were heavy.
Isaac, you came just at the right time. Thanks so much. Watching them laugh together, I fondly thought it was due to their long acquaintance. Avan even joked,
Emily gets along better with Dad than me.
Then one day when Isaac was going for a drive, I felt ill. Just a cold, I thought as I lay down. Isaac started getting ready to leave. Isaac, could you please skip your drive today? Surprised, he looked at me, then sat beside me with a smile.
Okay, I won't go for a drive. I'll get some food and something cold for you. Rest a bit.
Thanks. Sorry. Isaac replied,
Don't worry about it,
and left. I fell asleep but woke up needing the bathroom. It was past noon and I was starving. After visiting the bathroom, I checked the living room, but Isaac wasn't there. He should be back by now. Odd. I remembered it was 9 a.m. before I fell asleep. If he went to the nearest drugstore, he should have returned long ago. I called Isaac, but he didn't answer. I ate some stored soup and went back to my room. Isaac returned 3 hours later with Emily. Apparently, he had been helping her shop. Sorry, we didn't know Rati was feeling ill. Emily, don't worry about it. You should head home today. You might catch my cold. As Emily apologized, looking like she was about to cry, I just didn't have the energy to stay angry. After Emily left, I made some sarcastic remarks to Isaac, but he seemed genuinely remorseful, so I decided to forgive him. A few months later, I planned a day trip with some friends from the neighborhood. Should I prepare some meals for you? I asked, but Isaac replied,
No need. I'll manage lunch myself. Just enjoy your day.
So I happily took him up on his offer. The day trip was a lot of fun, but we had to return early because one of us fell ill. I tried calling home, but got no answer. Thinking Isaac might be watching TV and not noticing, I left a message. When I got home, there was no reply from Isaac. I thought he might be asleep, but I heard some noises and movement inside. I opened the front door and called out, "I'm home." Then I noticed a pair of women's shoes at the entrance. Could it be an affair? I felt the blood drain from my face.
Welcome back. You're early.
Hey, whose shoes are these? Don't tell me you've brought someone over. As I confronted Isaac, someone hurriedly emerged from the living room. Seeing who it was, I felt all my strength leave me. Welcome back, Rati. Emily, if you were going out, you should have told me. According to Emily, she had bumped into Isaac, who was out buying lunch, and learned I wasn't home, so she decided to cook lunch at our place. She was in the middle of preparing dinner, thinking it would be hard for me after returning from the trip. I'm sorry for using your kitchen without asking. I couldn't find things and kept asking Isaac, so I missed your call. I'm really sorry. I stopped Emily's repeated apologies and thanked her. Emily looked apologetic until Evan came home and they had dinner. Then she was back to her usual cheerful self, which relieved me. Around their 10th anniversary, Emily and Evan joyfully announced they had bought a new house. Emily had been feeling down due to difficulties in conceiving and had started fertility treatments 2 years ago, so they thought a change of environment might help. Seeing Emily happy again made Evan happy too. Isaac, Rati, would you like to stay over in our new place? We were delighted to accept Emily's invitation. Their new home, simple yet stylish, was a setting for a delightful dinner with drinks. We slept soundly in the guest bed they prepared. Early in the morning, I woke up to the sound of a door opening. Isaac must have gone to the bathroom. Getting older means more bathroom trips and lighter sleeps. I thought about going back to sleep, but my eyes were so alert that I couldn't sleep. Thinking this, I decided to get up since I was wide awake. I got out of bed to wash my face. The hallway clock showed 5 a.m. As I tried to open the bathroom door, I heard Isaac's voice from inside.
Once he's out of the picture, it'll be our turn.
Then Emily's voice followed. It means more time together with Isaac. I am so happy.
Emily is so cute. We need to be careful not to let Evan find out.
Their conversation turned my mind blank. Forcing my reeling mind to work, I went back to my room and got my mobile phone. I sneaked back to the bathroom and secretly filmed them through a gap in the door. I can't wait for tonight.
Right, let's have another round before Evan and the others wake up.
I filmed them as they got intimate, tears streaming down my face. The affair between my beloved husband and the daughter-in-law I had adored? Unforgivable! I started plotting my revenge on them. Just you wait. I'll make them regret this. I continued filming until they finished their act. Then, as they started to shower, I stopped the camera and quietly went back to bed. The tears of frustration welled up, but I wiped them away with a towel, biting my lip to endure. After his shower, Isaac returned to bed and fell back asleep as if nothing had happened. I desperately wanted to wake him up, but I held back and quietly checked his mobile phone under my blanket. Isaac, not tech-savvy, had kept the same password I set for him, allowing me easy access. The phone's contents were damning, full of incriminating photos and conversations. I transferred everything to my phone and erased the history, then returned his phone to its place. At breakfast, when everyone gathered in the living room, Emily cheerfully spoke to me. Rati, did you sleep well last night? Yes, very well. Thank you, Emily. Glad. Would you like to stay another night? Her eyes sparkled as she asked, but knowing her true nature now, it gave me chills. I hastily agreed with a smile. Emily, oblivious, hummed to herself. That day, after shopping for their new home, we all had dinner together. Around 8 p.m., Emily, beaming, said to me, Rati, the bath is ready. You should go first.
Emily is so thoughtful. Rati, why don't you take advantage of it?
Emily and Isaac's over-eager invitation to the bath felt like the right moment. I couldn't. Emily should enjoy her new home's bath first. No, please go ahead, she insisted, seemingly flustered. Pushing further, I turned to Evan. I'm sorry, but I'm a bit tired. I think I'll rest now. Emily can go ahead, right?
Sure, Emily, since Mom isn't going, you go first.
Emily, realizing it was better not to object, reluctantly agreed, but she didn't give up entirely and looked at me again. I want to surprise you, Rati. I added a special bath bomb. It's set up with a dreamy atmosphere and aroma, just soaking in it would. That's wonderful, thank you. Avan, you should check it out before I go. Avan, intrigued, agreed to accompany me to the bathroom. Emily followed looking anxious. The bath was filled with cloudy water, and despite the aroma, there was a faint, odd smell. Beautiful, but I have sensitive skin. Can you tell me what's in it? What was it again? If my suspicions were correct, the bath contained harmful substances. Emily's demeanor confirmed my suspicions.
Mom, you always get skin rashes easily. Emily, you should go first. Mom will feel better that way.
Right. Emily, would you mind? Avan's convenient suggestion left Emily with no choice but to comply. She agreed with a disappointed look. Got it. And we returned to the living room. But Emily didn't come out of the bath for a long time. Emily, what's wrong? Maybe she's overheated? Avan, could you check?
Sure, I'll have a look.
Avan stood up and headed to the bathroom. I sipped my coffee, stealing glances at Isaac, who seemed restless.
Emily, are you okay?
Hearing Avan shout from the bathroom, Isaac rushed out of the living room. I followed and found Emily collapsed, still clothed. Isaac immediately opened the windows and called for an ambulance.
Please hurry, my son's wife. She is poisoned.
Realizing his slip, Isaac looked at me with a shocked expression. Avan, too, was stunned by Isaac's words. I looked at Isaac with a smile. It's okay. I know everything. If you want to help Emily, you better tell the truth to the paramedics, right?
Why did it... Get out!
Isaac was panicking, but when the paramedics arrived and asked for an explanation, he answered in a flustered state. Avan seemed unable to grasp the situation, staring blankly. Eventually, Emily was diagnosed with poisoning from a toxic plant and had to be hospitalized for a day for observation. When Emily opened her eyes after stabilizing with an IV, I whispered to her, "You'll explain everything once you're discharged, right?" Startled, Emily let out a small shriek and looked at me with fear in her eyes. Back home, Isaac was collapsed in the living room. Avan was there too, red-faced and breathing angrily. I realized Avan had learned the truth. Avan, calm down. Let's talk about it.
Mom, I can't be calm.
Avan was crying. Seeing my gentle son hurt made me even angrier at Isaac. Isaac looked at me fearfully.
When did you figure it out?
I showed him the video I recorded that morning, keeping the volume low enough for only Isaac to hear. Isaac's face turned pale as he watched. Waking up to find my husband and son's wife conspiring in the bathroom was quite a shock.
It was just a surprise.
But don't be ridiculous. That's no excuse. I cut off Isaac's feeble defense. Avan, overwhelmed with anger, grabbed Isaac by the collar.
When did this start? Spill it.
Under Avan's intense pressure, Isaac confessed his affair with Emily, leaving us shocked. Isaac and Emily had been involved even before she married Avan. Emily's first love was apparently Isaac. Unable to stay away despite Isaac being married to me, Emily confessed to Isaac and they became physically involved about half a year before her marriage to Avan. How could you? Did you even consider Avan's feelings?
I knew it was wrong, but Emily was young and cute. I'm a man. How could I resist?
His selfish justification fueled only anger. And this incident was planned because Emily couldn't bear being around me and Isaac any longer. I'm divorcing you. I can't stay with you.
Wait, Roddy, I'm sorry. It was a mistake. I only love you. Please don't divorce me.
Isaac begged with his head bowed deeply. But his words were beyond comprehension. I sighed and responded, "You cheat with your son's wife and try to drown your own wife in a poisoned bath and call it a mistake? I have already contacted your brother David. He's nearby and will be here soon."
David? Roddy, not that.
As Isaac pleaded, the doorbell rang. Avan opened the door and soon David's heavy footsteps were heard. "David, it's been a while. Please help us." David bowed to me. "I'm sorry." Then grabbed Isaac by the neck and dragged him away. Isaac kept saying, "It was just a moment of madness." But such excuses were futile. After Isaac was taken away by David, Avan and I went to the hospital. Emily, seeing Avan's expression, realized everything was out. As Avan began to speak, Emily interrupted, Evan, I'm sorry. It was just a momentary lapse. Isaac forced me. Unaware that Isaac had already revealed everything, Emily started spinning an obvious lie. Evan watched her coldly. Unaware of Evan's true feelings, Emily was busily making excuses. Once she finished, Evan finally spoke.
So that's how it is. Can't be helped then.
Yeah, that's right. Can't be helped. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you for the rest of my life. Emily said this sentimentally, perhaps misunderstanding Evan's words. However, she seemed to realize Evan's cold demeanor for the first time. Evan?
To be honest, I couldn't believe what Dad told me at first, but seeing you now, I know Dad was telling the truth.
What are you talking about? Emily, failing to grasp the situation, forced a smile and asked Evan. Evan glanced at her and answered clearly, "We're getting divorced. Don't ever show your face to me again." At his words, Emily screamed in hysteria. Why? Why? I apologized, didn't I? Why? Forgive me. Her screams echoed in the hospital room. The ones who stopped her were her parents, who had arrived unnoticed.
What's going on here?
Dad, Evan suddenly says he wants a divorce. Emily, seizing the opportunity, began telling her version of the story to her father, Christopher. Christopher, listening, looked at us with skepticism. I reluctantly showed the video on my mobile phone and explained to him everything. Surprised to see there was evidence, Emily frantically pleaded, "Wait, don't watch it." After watching the video, Christopher deeply apologized. Evan and I told him our plans.
Both Mom and I will be seeking compensation through divorce. We'll settle the details with our lawyers, but don't expect any property division.
If that happens, I won't be able to live. Emily shouted at Evan's words but was silenced by a glare from Christopher. Christopher agreed with Evan and promised to monitor Emily until she paid off the full compensation. "You'll regret leaving me," Emily said, sounding like a sore loser. Evan glanced at her coldly and sighed, "I doubt I'll regret leaving a woman who married me just to be near my dad." Unable to respond to his pointed remark, Emily fell silent. We left her there, bidding farewell to Christopher, and exited the hospital room. Later, I heard Emily was forced to return to her parents' home and was juggling a full-time job and part-time work to pay off her debts. However, not used to working, she struggled to hold down a job. Isaac resigned as a sports team coach and now lives with David. David's wife, quite strong-willed and upset about the situation, subjects him to daily lectures and sarcasm. Being in a location with no cell phone reception, Isaac can't call for a getaway and spends his days doing farm work, as reported by David. Evan sold his house, bought an apartment, and seems busier than ever with a promotion at work, but his social circle has expanded and he seems happier. As for me, after accepting Evan's offer to move in together, I sold my house and moved into the apartment he bought. Now, I'm considering which senior home to enter. Not that I'm financially struggling, but I've also started part-time work at a grocery store. It's hard work, but I'm happy to be working again. And proud of my perfect attendance. Recently, Evan, who had sworn off marriage, told me, "I'm not getting married anymore." I've met someone I want to introduce to you. So I'm excitedly anticipating his possible remarriage. I don't know how many years I have left, but seeing Evan happy would be enough for